morning guys. Today I'm going to attempt the impossible. What is that, you might ask? I'm just gonna try to get our irrigation system done in one day. Can it be done though? Can it be done? That is the question we'll answer today. I'm definitely not an irrigation expert or anything like that. I've just watched a few videos on YouTube about how to set up an irrigation system. I've looked at a lot of Google images about how other people set up their systems, and so I'm just kind of going off of that. I don't really have a lot of experience with this, and that doesn't mean it's not going to be glorious, because I think it will be glorious. The reason why it's so imperative for us to set up an irrigation system, and for probably many other people as well, is because if you leave your home, for example, you go on a vacation, your plants still need to be watered. They still need that. Like if we let the beds go for probably even a day without water, the plants would probably all die. So it's important that they have water every single day, and they get a good amount of water. The trees are not that much of a concern, but they do need water, of course. And we're also thinking about the future, because this tiny house will eventually be our guest house. And are people going to be living in our guest house full time? Definitely not. We're gonna have friends over, maybe family stay over. So definitely in the future, there's not gonna be people living in the tiny house full time. So that means the trees are not gonna be getting as much gray water as they would normally get. So it's important to set up an irrigation system for us to basically be able to water everything that is within our little complex here. So I opted for a really nice sprinkler controller. So the brand name is Ratio. I don't know how you pronounce that shit. But this is definitely not a sponsored post. Bought it $200 on Amazon. What I really liked about this is that there's an app that goes along with this, and so you can essentially control your sprinkler system wherever you are in the world. The caveat is that this little controller, so this little controller here needs to have a Wi-Fi connection, and this is an outdoor exclosure box because I can't mount this, or I can't have this inside the shed. And the reason for that, you do get a Wi-Fi connection within the shed, but it's not really good. And I'd rather mount this on the exterior of the shed on this side here. And instead of getting one bar of Wi-Fi in the shed, you get 3 bars of Wi-Fi if you go on the other side of the galvanized roofing panels. So we're going to be mounting this outside on that side of the shed there. So this one can control up to 8 zones. I think today I'm only going to pipe in 4 zones, and I'm going to have everything for a 5th ready, because I think what I'm going to do is have the 5th zone water some of our potted plants. So if we're gone on vacation, everything is still going to be getting watered, and we're not going to come home to a whole bunch of plants that are just totally dead. So at first I was really confused with how irrigation systems work, and typically most people just hook it up to their hose bib. Now since I have some space on a wall, the last wall space that I have is, I thought that would be a great place to do basically like a 5-port manifold using some 3/4 inch PVC, and then I can also mount all these solenoid valves. So these solenoid valves are really nice because they can be controlled by this controller. It's where all these valves are going to be. You have to run some sprinkler wire from where the valves are to where the controller is going to be. So the valves are going to be close to the washing machine. You'll see it where I install them. Then I have to run this wire over to where that controller is, and where I plan on mounting this on the outside of the shed. On the inside, there's already a set of plugs that I can just steal some power off of and run it directly into the controller box. So with any type of plumbing project, there's so many different little pieces. I've got some T's, I've got some 45s. What else do I got? I got some T's that have a place where I can screw the riser in. I have some elbows, couplings, and I've got 200 feet of 3/4 inch PVC, which I think is going to be enough. Then I've got, oh my god, just so much stuff. Plumbing and irrigation and all that kind of stuff. There's just so many little pieces. I've got different height of risers and all kinds of stuff. I've got some 1/4 inch emitters for the raised beds. Oh my goodness, just so much different stuff. And there's a lot of little things to definitely think about and to learn about with irrigation. So maybe what I'll do is I'll just start installing everything. You guys will get a good visual idea of how everything is going together. And then I'll do another video explaining how it all works. Let's begin. So this is the rest of the wall space that I have in this shed. We've completely filled up the entire thing. So these tees here, obviously I brought one line over for the washing machine, but I teed this off because I was thinking of putting an outdoor shower just on the other side of this wall here, which I still might do in the future. But what I can do is I can tap into this, I can tee this off here, and then I'll have my inlet for my irrigation system. So that's what we're gonna be doing. And if you're wondering why we have 3 Instant Pots in our shed here, it's because we're doing an Instant Pot cooking demo at Veg Fest in LA on April 30th, and I think we're giving 3 of them away. So if you wanna come and win an Instant Pot and watch us make some food on stage, come to Veg Fest in LA, April 30th. Cool. So first thing that I'm gonna do is depressurize the system so that I can cut that line and I'm not gonna have like 50 PSI of water just wanting to come out. I've turned off the power to the pump so it won't kick on, and Alright, so coming out from the shed, we've got it all trenched out. This potato patch, it's going to be zone 1. And then if we come up here, we make a left. And then also the other 2 raised beds are both going to be on zone 1. And then for zone 2, it's going to come over here and then go and do those 5 trees there. Zone 3 is going to come out and it's going to do 1, 2, 3 trees. We're also planning on planting another fig tree over here, so that's going to be on zone 3 as well. And then where all those boxes and stuff are, that's going to be another fig tree over there, I believe. So then that's going to be zone 3 as well. We're also going to have another zone right here, so that'll be zone 4, and that'll just be doing all the potted plants here. So if you notice inside there, we have enough space on the wall here for 6 zones. So if we ever want to add anything in the future, and then we definitely have the space to do so. I really thought I'd be able to get a little bit further today. I've got 2 of the zones done. So we can see here coming from the manifold, we got 2 lines going down. We got 2 lines coming out. And we got 1 going to zone 1 here. So I just have to put an adapter on the end and then run the drip line into the bed there. We've still got zone 1 here. So we've got a riser right here, a riser right there. So for these, since these are drip lines, I have to put a 30 psi pressure regulator on both of these here. Then we've got the zone 2 pipe coming down this way here. So we've got it coming down to the pineapple guava tree. So we've got an 8-inch riser there. And coming into the bed for the kumquat tree, for the avocado tree, we've got a riser. And we've got one for the caracara tree, and then the tangelo tree as well. I'll be able to get this pretty well finished off tomorrow, so we just have to do zone 3, going to the 3 trees and basins. And then I do need to leave some tees off on the zone 3 line, just because we are going to be planting some other trees. They just haven't been planted yet. So cool. I'm also running out of pipe. I only have about 15 feet left, and then I also need some connectors and some fittings for the controller, the sprinkler controller box, and where I'm going to be mounting that. So I'm going to need a few electrical pieces for that, and then we're going to be good. So I'm going to go down to Ace, get those pieces, and guess what? I'll catch you guys on the next video, and I should have this totally finished off on the next one. Awesome. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll catch you on the next video. Talk to you soon. Peace.